on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is Rusty with Rusty's Pressure Washing. In today's video, we are going to be going over cleaning, sanding, and sealing brick pavers. I'm going to go through the process step by step with you guys, how we do things. There's multiple ways to do this, plenty of products to use, but we've been doing it for a few years, so we found what works best for us, what's most efficient, and I'm gonna let you guys see that process, so don't go anywhere. Really quick, you guys, before we jump into this video, if you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. We go over all things pressure washing, paver sealing, marketing, everything you need to know in this business. We cover it. If we haven't covered it yet, we're working on it. It will be in a future video, but this video is sponsored by me, myself, and I take out a lot of time for these videos. It makes my day longer, but I enjoy helping you guys out. So one way you can support the channel is liking this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribing. It helps out tremendously, trying to get the word out. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to everyone who has already been following the journey, following along, gaining value from these videos. I appreciate you guys a bunch, but let's get into things. This is the job we're at. We're just doing a small back patio. First step is going to be you guys pre-treating. This is what we do. So all this, I just cleaned this not too long ago, but you could see weeds already coming back. So we're going to pre-treat all this, and then next will be pressure. All right, step one complete. Put the pre-treatment down of SH, just gonna help kill off all that organic weeds, mold, algae. You want that stuff completely gone before you consider sanding and sealing. So we're just letting the chem pump rinse out, run some water through it, and then we will be surface cleaning, turbo nozzling, sanding, sealing. So stay tuned. Alright, pre-treat done, surface cleaning done. Now we're going to rinse all this debris out. I'm going to be putting new sand in. This stuff is probably mixed with organic growth. You don't want to just use what's in here. We are going to rinse this out, put the turbo nozzle on, and the reason we're doing both is because sometimes the surface cleaner does not hit every single weed. It did a fairly good job on this one, but I like to do a quick over with the turbo nozzle, and then I will have to hit the outside, growing on the outside of the cage, so we will turbo that as well. But let's get this rinsed on and move to step number 3, which will be turbo nozzle. Okay, scratch that, you guys. I'm not using the turbo nozzle. It's too tight right here. You can see that little, about 3 inches of bricks on the outside of the cage. The screen is just too close and the turbo is just too aggressive right there. So I'm gonna throw on a high pressure tip, 15 orifice, 25 degrees. So a 25-15. I'm gonna throw that guy on and get the weeds out this way. Okay, so we just got the outside of that cage cleaned up. Doing that makes a big difference in these jobs. A lot of people just skip right over that stuff. So make sure those little things that they will notice, make sure you're getting that stuff. It's gonna get noisy when I walk over to the trailer, but I'm just giving you an update. We got it surface clean, turboed the inside. I didn't film it, it was a freaking mess, and it's a small patio. Cleaned up the outside like you saw in the time lapse. So now we are grabbing some sand. We're gonna grab the correct tip to wet sand, and I will let you guys join in on that. So I know someone is gonna ask, what size tip are you using to wet sand? That middle one, and obviously not the straight shooter, but the other two, I will be using those two. They're 1540s and 2540s, so it's a 40 orifice, same thing I use for my soft wash system, with a 15-degree pattern and a 25-degree pattern. I'm going to be using those. You don't want high PSI when you're wet sanding. You want high volume with low PSI, so you're not blasting everything right back out of the joint. Okay guys, this might be a little hard to see, but as you can see, all the sand is at a perfect depth. You do not want it high at all, so wet sanding will help you achieve this perfect depth. Just like that, this back patio is sanded, you guys. Let me show you. As you can see, these joints are sanded perfectly. Really quick, I want to show you guys something when doing jobs like this. So, see this? Way too high. But when you're doing cages, back patio cages are the worst for wet sanding. They're tricky. They're definitely tricky. You know, starting off this brim, starting off the doorway over there, it's just hard getting it off of the wall. But once you are in the groove and you're going straight, then it's much easier. So little touch-up spots like this, I just leave it. I'm gonna let it dry up a little bit. I have a little hand broom. It's like 6 inches. Can push it into a joint. I have a big broom that I bring back here, sweep it out. But see, here's another spot. I'll touch all that up in a little bit. Other than that, this is good to go. Whew, it's hot out here. All right, we got everything packed up. Sealing bucket right here. We got a half kit in the back that we are going to mix up. So we'll get back there. I prepped everything, cleaned up that little bit of sand I was talking about. Got everything prepped up. It's ready for sealant. I know you guys are going to ask. So this is just a pump bolted to a lid, connected to a DeWalt battery adapter. Got an on and off switch. Got this guy, bulkhead runs through, and then I got a sprinkler adapter. It's called a sprinkler extensioner at Home Depot, and then I just have some heavy PVC on the bottom to weigh it down, and that's how we're sealing nowadays. Put one down. All right, all wrapped up. Got the AC running. We're ready to pull off. Really quick, gonna go to the back, show you guys the final result. It might still be a little white and hazy, but we'll see. First coat took a while to dry up, so we're gonna check it out. Okay, so as you can see, still curing, still got a lot of product in the joints. It's not a bad sign, it just means it's still working. You can see in the shaded areas, it's still activated on top where the sun is hitting. It's almost rid of the white, but this is very normal, you guys. This is looking great. Okay, for the sealer bucket, you guys, get with Christopher Runyon on these. He has a parts list, a video on how to assemble stuff like that, but I'm not going to explain all that, but you can find him on Facebook and you'll find his video. Anyway, I just use this bucket for storage, so there's no sealant left in here. No sticky stuff left behind. Rinse this out and the hose really good. I rinse it with the hose off and then throw this in here. Just like that. And boom, that's how she works. Takes up way less space. So much easier with a small battery. I don't have to lug this battery around anymore. If you remember, I had that sealing dolly back there. It was just too much. So I've been trying this and I'm loving it so far. Okay, the reason I'm not explaining how I applied the sealer and how I mixed it is because I use Uraseal. You guys may end up using something different, so I don't want to mislead you. You may mix your product different. You may not need to mix your product at all. There's a lot of one parts, a lot of two-part sealers, which is water-based with polyurethane. Those are typically mixed similar, but even with that being said, I mix mine different per job. That's a whole nother video to get into, but there's a lot of different ways to mix it. If you guys do want to use Uraseal, YouTube Uraseal, and there's guys that show you step by step exactly how to mix it, how the manufacturer recommends, so you can find that on YouTube. But anyway, this job was 2 coats. Every job we do is 2 coats unless they buy the 3rd coat option, which just gives it a little more life, sometimes a little more sheen. But this was the typical minimum seal job. We have a minimum of 750 and this wasn't even 400 square feet, so with sand, minimum came out to 750. That is it on today's video, you guys. Thank you for tuning in again. I've got some estimates to run. I gotta rush around, so no more filming. We're gonna end the video right here. Let me know in the comments, you guys, what you want to see next. I will drop a next video that is requested from y'all, so let me know. Peace.
Yeah.